successfully putting it.
So proud of you right now.
The great thing about it, Trey, you know how we used to start every podcast like this, trying to because we have a Facebook group for this podcast.
Should call it just the
Yeah.
Forehead Podcast.
We have a Facebook group, but we have to share the link to that group. Before in the past, we'd have to share the link into the group. Like, hold on, let me copy it. So we'd have our guest there, and it would just be our forehead for like the first minute while we try to share the link and get it up. Yeah, it was awkward. It was so awkward. Thankfully, no longer the case.
Which I'm not doing right now.
No, they upgraded the app, Trey, so it goes straight to the group. So not only is it streaming live on the page,
to my feed.
it's streaming live in the group. It's streaming live on Twitch. It's streaming live on YouTube. We're literally live everywhere now. So
you're blowing my mind right now.
I try. But welcome everyone to Con Culture Podcast. We have a special guest this week. Unfortunately, Gigi is still in the Amazon trying to look for the lost city of gold. I think she'll find it.
Told her she's never going to find it. Nope.
I have faith.
I burned half the map.
It's not going to stop her. It won't stop her. She will overcome. But we have an amazing guest this week, and we're super excited to get to know more about her cosplay journey. So everyone, if you would please welcome Hannah Dove to the show.
Hi.
So we had the sound effect.
We need the arrow. I usually make it. I just do it because I'm too poor to afford an Elgato. Like our buddy Sergio, who has it. He has the cool. I was watching his stream because he has several podcasts. I think he has a wrestling podcast, a movie podcast, and one more. He's gonna kill me. Oh, the food podcast.
Then the podcast.
Yes.
About
He's living the dream, Hannah, because he literally takes like road trips that are a week long, and he travels like the best restaurants in the U.S. and then he podcasts about it. I'm like, what?
Like
kind of, yeah, exactly like that. He's always en route to Flavortown, and I'm just so jealous.
He's a frequent visitor of Flavortown.
Meanwhile, we're headed to cons. All our travel content is us heading to cons, eating at Buc-ee's. That's pretty much it.
True.
And Waffle Houses. I could always eat at a Waffle House. I need to always stop. It's a thing. It's an obsession. I'm a bit of an addict for Waffle House, but we're not here to talk about my weird obsessions. Not tonight. Not this podcast. But yeah, Hannah, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for coming on. I know we did have an interview with you at at Comic Palooza, but unfortunately,
yes.
The real story, we made up the Amazon jungle thing, guys. I'm sorry. We made the real reason Gigi isn't here. She couldn't show her face after she messed up this previous.
Apparently, greatest interview she ever had.
She was just like, she fired herself.
It was pretty rough.
Oh.
My brother's in chat. I can always tell as soon as the no one likes y'all fat ass comes out. He's my baby brother. Think of like Thor and Loki. That is probably the best description. One's happy, fun-loving. The other one's always trying to kill the older brother. Yeah, that's our relationship. I love him. He's a dork.
I'm trying to remember which con again was it that we had this infamous interview with that was silent.
That was Comic Palooza.
Houston, Comic Palooza. Okay. I remember she came back and she's like, "Oh my God, guys, I think I messed up." I was like, "What? What's so wrong?" And she's like, "Oh my God, like I got this great interview and the audio's just not there. Like I don't know what I did." I was like
it's simple. You'll have to just redub it
You'll have to be Hannah and redub the whole interview, but I need you to get Would that be fun? You know what? I hope she kept the footage, because how funny would that be having you dub it over and just be like, "Yeah, these are my answers." Right. And just totally change it.
Bonus.
Exactly. Bonus 100%. I'm the strong one and you're the weak one and dumb one. Okay. He can't type, but poor kid. We got him hooked on phonics. He's working on it.
Yeah. He is very aggressive.
I don't care. He's commenting. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
You know why? Because his comments are now on screen. And Levi's in there. Nice to see you, Levi. Trey looking yummy.
Oh, Levi. Thanks.
As you can see, we're very distracted by compliments, Hannah. We don't get them much.
We
don't get them much, so we soak them in. But Speaking of Comic Palooza, we'll start with that. We'll kind of start. No. We should start with how you got into cosplay. Where did you begin?
Yes.
Who dragged you into this world, and you, who's responsible for this, pretty much?
Sure, sure. So let's see. I went to two cons in high school. So like between what was that, 2014, 2018. And it was actually Fan Expo Dallas. At the time, it was still known as, I think it was still known as Dallas Comic Con or something like that. But then they changed it to Fan Expo Dallas. But it used to have an old name of like Dallas Comic Con or something like that. So when I was in high school, I went to that cosplaying Rey from Star Wars. And that was actually pretty cool because I just remember I got like a Party City Rey costume, and then my wonderful grandma, who's like really great at sewing, kind of like redid parts of it for me, so it actually looked like really nice. And so that was like a special, cosplay in my heart. And so I just had those two con experiences, and then that was it. But then the pandemic hit, and I'd always been interested in cosplay, especially because I loved cosplaying Rey at the con so much. So when the pandemic hit, TikTok was really, gaining traction, and I saw like so many people cosplaying on it. And I don't know, I just never seen that before. Like, I guess I'd seen cosplayers every once in a while on Instagram, but I don't know, it was just like, oh my gosh, like people are cosplaying just like on a regular basis. Like, you don't have to be at cons for it, which is great because we're all locked down right now and I have nothing else to do. I'm stuck inside. So this could be like the perfect opportunity to finally dive into cosplay because I've always been like super interested in it. So yeah, I just started cosplaying on TikTok from there. I had Rey still, and then I had Belle from Beauty and the Beast because I use her for like nonprofits here where I live in Texas. And then I started watching anime. So
another rabbit hole. So you fell into one rabbit hole, down another.
Like Inception.
Yeah, quarantine launched me into cosplay. It launched me into anime. So, then I started cosplaying from anime. And now that's mostly, obviously what I cosplay from. Uraraka was actually one of my first anime cosplays. I think she was technically my second anime cosplay. So she's been with me for a while and she's very special to me. So I love her. But yeah, so then since then, I've just been cosplaying on Instagram, TikTok. I go to cons. I've been fortunate enough to go to 3 so far this summer. And, it's been, or 4. I think I've been to 4. Oh wow, didn't even realize that. But yeah, so it's
years flown by.
Yeah, literally, it's been
okay.
Great.
I want to know which ones have you been to this year? You said you've been to 4.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure it's 4. So I went to Fan Expo Dallas in, what was that, May, I think, which that was great because that was my first time going back to the con since I'd been in high school. So it was like a return to like my home con, I guess. And like, my
was
first
it bigger
ever
than you
con.
remember? Because I love everything about Fan Expo Dallas. It's so well run.
I love Fan Expo Dallas. Oh, it's so great. It's definitely one of my favorites. It's so big and wonderful, and everyone there is so awesome. I'm trying to remember who I cosplayed there. I brought out my female Deku. I brought out Shinobu, and I brought. Oh, that's where I debuted Ahsoka. Duh. That's where I debuted my Ahsoka cosplay, and so that was again, now I'm going to be the one like rabbit holing and going down and telling y'all something different.
It's what we do here. It's what we do.
Also, if you see me like looking around, it's my cat is like up here on the table now and very curious. I'm trying.
You may hear Trey's dogs in the background. The boys will make an appearance. They are aggressive barkers. I think they're a great security team. He says they need to keep it down. I don't know.
They've been working too much.
So after Fan Expo Dallas, what other 3 did you go to?
Yeah, well, okay, so Fan Expo Dallas. Oh yeah, I was gonna say I debuted Ahsoka there, and that was like a special one for me because Ashley Eckstein was there. And
that's right.
Ahsoka. And I've actually met her a couple times because I absolutely adore her. Like, I cannot overstate my love for Ashley Eckstein. She's wonderful and like everything that I want to be. So I've met her a couple times before at different events, but I really wanted to meet her finally as Ahsoka. And I wanted to finally cosplay Ahsoka because she was my dream cosplay for so long, but she really intimidated me. But I was like, okay, I have to do this. Like, this is my home con, the first con I went to. She's going to be here. I need to do this. So I got to debut her on Friday. And actually I have a little bit more of a story for that if y'all want to hear about that later. Of how
all day.
but So then after that, I went to, I guess the next one was Comic Palooza.
Another big one.
Yeah, another big one. That was my first Comic Palooza. I was invited kind of, well, my friend lives in Houston, so she was like, you can just stay with me, come on down and stay with me. So that was really great. And so got to do like a group cosplay with her, like a pair cosplay, I guess, of she was Tails and I was Amy from, Sonic. And she'd also been with me to Fan Expo. Her name's Mandy. She's been like my con buddy, and she's
I
just one of
know,
my best
she's
friends.
awesome. She just
But
recently followed us on Instagram. Like as soon as we announced you as a guest, she
Yeah.
followed. So I was like, follow back.
Yeah. She's wonderful. Everyone follow Mandy. But she's super great. And so yeah, Comic Palooza was awesome. It was again, like you said, another big con. But I don't know. I love big cons.
Same.
I think they're so.
It's a
yeah,
different energy.
Yeah, exactly. So Comic Palooza was super great, and then after that, I went to Celebrity Fan Fest in San Antonio. So that was great. Got to see the podcast there, and it was also my boyfriend's first con. So that was really fun. He was kind enough to cosplay with me because he's just the sweetest. So we were Spider-Man and Spider-Gwen, and that was really, really fun. Yeah. And then just had Colossal Con this past weekend in Round Rock.
So you made the rounds all around Texas. Have you had the opportunity to go to a con outside of Texas yet?
Not this year, but last year I was in Florida for all of the fall semester because I was actually I was working at Disney World for the Disney College program. So yeah, so I got to go to MegaCon, which that was my first con. Like,
that con is huge.
It's huge, but it's so much fun. And I got to that was my first one where, it was coming back from the pandemic. So it was my first con since high school, since the pandemic. And I got to meet so many of the amazing mutuals that I'd, made on TikTok in the years since the pandemic started. So that was great. So yeah, I got to go to MegaCon last year, and then Holiday Matsuri, another huge one. And I'm kind of trying to go again this December. So we'll see.
I keep telling Juan he's the biggest Christmas holiday fan I know, and that is your convention.
I am.
It's a great.
I may have a slight fixation with the holiday of Christmas.
Have you been to Holiday Matsuri?
I have not, but Trey has told me stories.
It's so good. And if it's going to be in the same place as it was last year, which I'm pretty sure it is, the venue is beautiful. Like the hotel is beautiful.
Do all the Christmas decorations, trees, you name it.
Yeah, big old tree. It's awesome. And everyone has their holiday, or not everyone, but some people have holiday variations on their cosplays, and it's super cute and cool to see.
Santa Maui. I could totally do it.
Exactly. A giant candy cane instead of the fish hook.
Exactly. That'd be awesome.
That makes a lot of sense. We might have to fix that in because, so cons are amazing. Now I'm all thinking and brainstorming. I did not want to go down that rabbit hole. So you've gone to a bunch of amazing cons, but one thing that you mentioned that is super awesome is how much of an outlet TikTok was for kind of everybody when we were in lockdown, but especially with cosplayers. It's cool to see them now be able to kind of meet mutuals, people they've been collabing with, duetting, stitching. You're now able to see them and meet them, and it's like, holy you're a person. I love seeing those moments.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you were able to experience.
TikTok became the con.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's been really awesome. It definitely is one of my biggest creative outlets. I love getting into, the makeup and filming videos and telling stories through the videos, or just, having fun, vibing, all that stuff. But honestly, the friends that I've made, the community is so amazing. I mean, I met my best friend on TikTok. Her name is Ray. And she just duetted one of my videos one day, and then we just started talking, and we've been best friends ever since. She literally last spring, we were both having online classes because of quarantine, and so I was like, what if you came down to Texas to live with me? And she did. So we lived together all last spring. Yeah, we had a little apartment and lived together all last spring. And she actually just came for a visit last week. She came down to see me. So, I mean, she's just one of my very best friends. I absolutely love her. And I met her because of TikTok. And then my friend Kayla, another one of my best friends who I went to Colossal Con with this past weekend, met her on TikTok. And so she flew in and stayed with me and went to the con with me. And I have another friend named Danny who I met through TikTok, and turns out she lived really close to me. So, we got together and we chat, and honestly, like most of my best friends are cosplay friends. It's just been
TikTok
really
from like a
amazing.
year ago was awesome because we got to interview so many. We couldn't be in person anymore, so we kind of took the podcast the way it is now to be able to interview people
Right.
from outside of our town. Before it was a lot of our local friends, some of which were in the comments. We have Allie B cosplay in the comments and Outlaw Bishop.
Oh wow, you guys are
Yeah,
blowing
they
it
are
up.
blowing it up. Uh,
I'll look away
yeah,
for
Allie
10
B
minutes.
cosplay, who's got her own stream going now. We would interview kind of friends, and we made this giant friend group of in-town cosplayers that we all kind of just support each other
Right.
and hang out. But TikTok expanded that, and we got to have people on the show like Jennings Brower, Caitlin.
Mm.
Who else have we had? We've had Tommy Knight, Midwest Avenger, Night Mage, like so many amazing, awesome cosplayers that we've been able to connect with because of TikTok.
Right.
It made it so easy to just kind of approach and like duet, like you said, just duet something, and then y'all vibe off of mutual interest, and that was just, I love everything about that app, and it allowed us to make even more friends. So now we can have individuals such as yourself
Yeah.
on here, and hopefully Mandy now, since we're friends.
Yes, y'all should
Yeah.
have. Love her. She's amazing.
Nice. So of all your cosplays, I know, like, before I used to ask what's your favorite cosplay, but it's so hard, as Trey told me, so hard to pick a favorite just because they're all, yes,
picking
it's
children.
like picking children. So what are some of your
Exactly.
most memorable cosplays from your cosplay run that you've done?
Definitely Ahsoka. She's definitely one of my favorites and one of my most memorable, just because she, like I said, she was my dream cosplay for so long. I really wanted to do her, even though I was so scared of like the body paint. Like I had to learn how to block out my eyebrows. I had to
A
like
lot of orange.
for it, and but she's a character that means a lot to me. She's definitely my favorite character, like ever, out of all media. I grew up with her with Clone Wars, and I've been, like when I was a teenager, I was watching her as a teenager on Clone Wars, and then kept watching her into like Rebels and now Mandalorian, and she's just always had a super special place in my heart. I actually have my little backpack sitting right here, so there she
Yes.
is.
I love it.
That's awesome.
But so yeah, so she's just very special to me. So that was definitely a big one. Miss Uraka right here, I love her. She's just one of my first ones, and I just always feel very like comfortable and confident in her, and she's just really fun to do because she's just like a cute, bubbly character. I also really like my Shinobu from Demon Slayer. I always feel pretty in her. Like just the ones that I feel like pretty and confident in are always great. Like it's great to just feel like empowered in, what you're wearing, what you look like, and what you're doing, just they give you that confidence boost to kind of embody that character and have their confidence. So yeah, definitely I think those three of my like most favorites and like most memorables, but
It
it is
is
so hard to choose.
100% of a transition that I see people, because when I see them in their cosplays that they love, they get to be someone else, and it is a different confidence level that comes out of them. And then I know them out of cosplay, and it's like you're nothing like you are when you're in cosplay. It does give you this awesome sense of confidence that I love to see out of all my friends who cosplay. I love to see when they're able to just kind of let loose and be someone else. They don't have their concerns, they don't have their usual worries. They're just that character, and they get to cosplay as it. So I do love seeing that on a regular basis. So you've been to so many cons, but you mentioned Colossal Con specifically. We, like I said, were unable to go. Really, really looking forward to it. Hopefully, they allow us to go next year, because I definitely want to. We already were almost booking, but last minute we were unable to go. We had friends who went. CM Cosplay was one of our friends who was there, and we were super excited to kind of hang with everybody, but it was not meant to be. Yeah, life happens. But I do want to know how it went. I've seen so many, hundreds of amazing cosplay photos in the Colossal Con group that they have on Facebook. But what was your experience at Colossal Con? How did you like it? You've been to Fan Expo, you've been to Comic Palooza. What did this compare? I know it's a smaller one, but what was your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it was really, really fun. And of course, it was great to have Kayla there with me. And that was my TikTok friend. And that was our first time actually meeting in person. So that was awesome. It's something we've been wanting to do for a while. And we got to do like matching cosplays on Friday and Saturday. So Friday we were Toru and Momiji from Fruits Basket. And then Saturday we were Kuromi and My Melody from like the Hello Kitty and Friends Sanrio franchise. So that was really awesome. Sunday we weren't matching. I was Uraraka and she was Yosono from Bungo Stray Dogs, but she looked awesome. But it was really great. Like I wish the artist alley was bigger. That was like my one qualm. It's just because I don't know, like the dealer's hall was pretty big, but the artist alley wasn't as big. And for me, like I just love artist alley because I love getting like unique merch that you can't get anywhere else because it's an amazing artist did it, and I love seeing like artists' takes on characters and the way they draw them and all that stuff. But it was a really cool con. Like everyone was super awesome. It was like laid out well. It was in this giant resort, Kalahari. So I think it's called Kalahari, and had like a huge indoor water park. Apparently, it's the largest indoor water park in the U.S. And I've never been to a con that had a water park event or like like swimsuit cosplays. So that was something new for me, and it was really cool. And I actually wasn't planning on doing like a swimsuit cosplay until last minute when I kept seeing people posting their lineups, and so many of them had.
So you had to throw one together last minute.
Yeah, I was like, okay, well now I feel like I have to do it, but like I want to do it, like that'd be really cool. So I ordered an Uraraka swimsuit. So I did swim Uraraka when they had an after hours event at the water park on Saturday. So they just had it open to just Colossal Con attendees from 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. So so we went and did that, and it was really cool. Like I posted one of them already to my Instagram, but I got some really awesome photos of my swimsuit Uraraka by this guy who was nice enough to take my pictures, because I just went up to him and I was like, hey, do you think we could get some pictures? Like, I'll totally pay you, of course, but like, do you think you could take some? And he was so nice. He was like, you don't have to worry about paying me. Like, I got you. So he was super, super sweet. His name was Ryan, super sweet guy. But so it was just really awesome to do that, and like to see everyone else's swimsuit cosplays, like the creativity that comes out when you're like representing a character in like their non-canon wear is just always really cool to see. Kind of like the holiday cosplays at Holiday Mitsuria, like it's cool to see people's like spins and variations. So honestly, a lot of it I was just looking around like, wow, oh my gosh, that's so cute, that's so cool. And
it's like the beach episode in every anime.
Yeah, exactly. That reminds me, at the wave pool, there's like the big screen, because wave pools always have like a TV and like screen above it for some reason. And they were just playing like just a compilation of like anime like beach episodes. I mean, not like in full,
That's
but
awesome.
like clips from it. And there was like a DJ.
That's
and so
awesome.
It was really cool. But yeah, I definitely go back. It was really fun, and I definitely like go back and do another swim cosplay because that was just like a really cool experience. So
yeah, that description went about as good as I thought it was. I miss it so much. I feel like I missed out just looking at the photos. But your description,
the FOMO.
Yes, I am peanut butter and jelly right now. So bad. Next for sure. Because we got invited the first inaugural year, but COVID was really high. We just thought it not best. And then this year we got invited and life got in the way. So nothing is going to get in the way of my Colossal Con next year. I don't care if I got to pay to get in this time. I will do it. I will definitely.
That's kind of how it works.
Well, no. We the past 2 times we've been invited as press and we just been unable to fulfill it. And they've been sweet enough to just like retry. Like, you sure?
So.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, and I will say too, I think all cons should have this, and I loved it. There was this specific, I guess, group that they set up like photo booths, like photo backdrops.
They're like sets.
And it was so cool. So there was one that was kind of like water, like under the water, because the water park and everything. And then there's like a school one and like a fairy, like outdoor mushroom one. And then my favorite was just this little set that you could get in, and it was like clouds. So I got like some really great pictures of Uraraka in there. I haven't gotten them back yet, but like I've seen the previews, and oh my gosh, I'm so excited for her just like floating in the clouds. And I don't know, I've never been to a con with that, and it's such a little thing, but I'm like, oh my gosh, all cons need this. Like, this is so
cute. It gives you somewhere to take photos.
It's awesome.
We actually threw one in San Antonio. It was called Countdown City Comic Con, where that was an original thing that we kind of did, was we threw sets up. Like, I cosplayed Beast and my friend Lindsay cosplayed Belle, and we were literally in front of a castle that they constructed so people could kind of take photos with us. We had like a cityscape where Batman's could kind of pose on top of a building. Like,
Yeah, that's so cool. I love that. I think that's great. Like I know that like pretty much all the cons I've been to, they have like, their designated like Star Wars area and they have backdrops.
yes.
And that's so cool, but it's like let's get more backdrops. Like that's so
Some more
fun.
generic
Yeah.
stuff for the
Yeah.
characters.
And like 3D ones, like the one there,
Yeah.
because sometimes cons will just have up
A
like a
banner.
printed image of like
Yeah.
castle or something. Yeah, but it's so cool when it's like an interactive thing. Like at the school, like I got to like sit in the desk and I don't know. So whatever group that was, shout out to them.
For
They were
real. I saw
awesome
some My
to set
Hero
up.
ones that look great in the school. They totally fit in theme. Like, it was dope.
Yeah, it was really cool. They did an awesome job. So big kudos and shout out and thanks
So
to
Colossal
them.
Con, 2 thumbs up.
It was great. Yeah, lots of
Awesome.
fun.
Man, I can't wait. But that's not the only that segues us into our con news. But that's not the only con that is con news we're going to discuss. Fan Expo Dallas is bringing back Dallas Fan Festival. So the weekend of October in Irving, Texas, in the Irving Convention Center, I believe it's going to be. They're going to be hosting the Fan Festival, which is going to be Halloween themed because it is the weekend of October 14th, which is my birthday. So I will be in Dallas for my birthday celebrating with everybody doing. And what's funny is I'm a wuss, Hannah. I have zero tolerance
I
for
was about to
spooky
say,
things.
why do you want to do this on your
Because Trey,
birthday? Go to
because
the
my
spooky
wife
con.
loves spooky stuff, and we were in Houston, and I didn't let her go to a horror fest because I was like, no, miss me with that. But now
It's okay. I'm a baby about it. Never been in a haunted house in my
I'm
life.
a total
Like,
wuss. I'm no thank you. I don't like the trauma. I am definitely a Boy Scout in that regard and a wuss. But this seemed really cool. Like they're having a pumpkin carving contest. They're having scariest cosplay. Everything's Halloween themed. People already like dressing up for Halloween. So I think this is just another excuse to go all out and cosplay. And Fan Expo always puts on amazing events. They haven't announced guests yet,
yeah.
but October 14th, that is definitely where I will be in Dallas, October 14th weekend, guys. So be sure to get out there. If we see you out there, Hannah, I'll take your photos. I've been getting into photography because of Trey and our other friend Yira. They're so talented at taking photos that I now am diving into it, and it's kind of awkward
Yeah.
asking people, but I found that cosplayers are really receptive to you wanting to do almost like a mini shoot with them if they don't know you, and once they get to know you, they're like, yeah, we can shoot me anytime.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's always very flattering and nice when a photographer comes up and asks to take your picture because you're like, oh, they like like what I did. So and like all the photographers I worked with have been like so sweet. So it's always
That's
great.
awesome.
But yeah, I'm hoping that I can come to Fan Days. Because I've been to Fan Expo Dallas 3 times now. But I've never been to their fan festival, so I'm hoping that I can make it out there. Even though I also am like not a big spooky person, I still hope that I can.
Yeah,
go.
I think it'll be a lot of fun. Hopefully, we can see you there because I know we saw you at Celebrity Fan Fest at the Superhero Car Show. I wasn't able to see you in Houston because I at that time was in Corpus. We did a divide and conquer, Gigi and I, because we do get. Thankfully, we're fortunate. We get invited to so many cons across Texas. Our favorite one we like to attend, one of our favorite ones we like to attend. If you like Fan Expo events, you have to go to Fan Expo Denver. They used to be, it used to be its own con, and it was phenomenal. Probably one of the best cons we've ever been to. It's put on by teachers, so the author section alone was massive, and they had big name authors and big name comic book artists.
Really?
Artist alley was huge, but everyone was recreationally chill when we went because it was legal. So we get there and there's like a long line for some of the foods and alcohol booths, and nobody was complaining. There was no arguing. Everybody was ironically chill as
they didn't know where they were.
They were in a line. They don't even know why, but everything.
That's it.
They remembered once they got to the front of the line. Like, yeah, hot dog.
That one was in July this year. It was July 1st, I think.
Okay. I really hope that I can go next year.
Hmm.
Hang on, my
It's
cat
it's
is
about to take out a
Uh-oh.
lamp.
he's trying to chew on my I'm gonna be cosplaying Mitsuri from Demon Slayer soon. And so
Uh-oh.
her wig is
Chew-
sitting over there and he decided to
Yeah,
chew on it. So
that's not
Oh
gonna be a
no.
good look on the finished product. It's my cat
yeah.
drool.
He likes my wigs, unfortunately.
Yeah, cats love playing with stuff like that. So
hmm
we don't just have con news, guys. Even though there are tons going on in the con event, I know there's one in town. Big Texas Comic Con just made another announcement that now escapes me, but we're hopefully going to be there for that one. San Japan is in a couple of weeks. Do you have any plans to? I should ask you that, Hannah. What cons looking forward do you kind of hope you attend the rest of the year?
Yeah, so I'm on the fence about San Japan. I'm not sure if I'll be able
Hmm.
to make it, but maybe. And then Dallas Fan Days or Fan Fest, whatever they call it. But I'm hoping that and then after that, I think hopefully Holiday Mitsuri. So I feel like out of all those three, I'll most likely for sure be at in the Dallas one. The other two are like in the air, but I'm hoping that I
Nice.
can make it.
Yeah, that would be really
Yeah.
cool. Hopefully you can make it to San Japan. I know we're gonna try to go. Um, Dragon Con was another one I know next year. We've like stamped
Oh
on our
yeah.
list. Yeah,
Have
it's a
to.
must have. Night Mage.
I've been
Trey
saying
has
that for
been.
years.
I've
And it's
heard
like Night Mage says it once. He's okay. Yeah,
No,
we'll
I
go
told you
next
we
year
were
now.
going next year to begin with, Trey. Atlanta is not an inexpensive city to stay in.
Don't lie to me, Juan. Don't lie to me.
I've already told him we'd go, and I told him I'd go to Hallmat with him too, because he has been telling me about Hallmat. He has a couple friends, the brothers cosplay. They are hilarious, great guys. We've had them on the show before, and I definitely want to meet them in person.
Yeah.
They're really cool.
hmm That'd
Can
be
I tell you? You're like, no, I have a child, and we have to celebrate his
Oh,
birthday, and I'm just like,
it doesn't help that my son's birthday is December 6th,
eh.
so I'll
oh.
celebrate like we throw the confetti and then I'll fly off.
You know what? That reminds me. Actually, I remember now because you said December 6th. And it's around
Hmm.
that time. Anime Frontier in Fort Worth is like the
Oh,
first
that's
one.
right.
I'm hoping I can maybe make it out to that one. We'll see. Like if I don't go to Holiday Matsuri, I'll definitely go to
That'll
that
be
one.
my
I
plan
think.
B.
So it'll be like
I
either
kind
or.
of just
Yeah.
love the city of Dallas. I don't spend a ton of time. I'm mostly at the convention, but I found some great dope food spots in Dallas that I like visiting. Same thing with Houston. I don't know. I
Mhm.
guess I just like being in new spots because I loved Comic Palooza when we went last year. It was so cool. This time in Dallas, I definitely am going to the host hotel or being as close as I can be because walking in that South Texas heat was no joke.
No
It was
joke.
no joke. I've seen Trey melt.
Yeah.
You
I
weren't
wasn't
even in
even. I
cosplay.
was just in my play. I'm just.
My play.
I was cosplaying as a podcaster, um, a subpar podcaster. But no, yeah. So yeah, we're staying as close as we can. Hopefully, we can get to those Dallas ones as well. But when we're not doing cons in
Mhm.
between, we are still consuming all types of nerdy content, shows. Like you spoke about how much you love Ahsoka. I have a certain
Mhm.
fascination with uh, blue Boy
The super
Scout,
guy.
the super guy. Yeah. So what shows right now? We're gonna call this segment "Love or Hate." What shows do you love on television that you're consuming right now, Hannah, that you can't get enough of, and which ones are you like? Which ones do you hate? Which ones were you let down by, or just completely passed on because they burned you in the past?
Right. Let's see. I'm not watching
Mm-hmm.
too much right now. The main thing that I'm watching right now is She-Hulk, because I love Marvel and I watch all the Disney Plus series, and I actually really like it. Like I know that myself and many other people were a little worried about the
Mm-hmm.
trailers for it. Not too sure about how
Yeah.
it's gonna go, but I really like it so far. I think it's funny, it's entertaining, and like it's very like grounded and just different from the other shows that we have. Like I like when Marvel goes outside the box. Like this one is
Yeah.
kind of what's the word? Kind of like a not outside looking in, but kind of like you're in the superhero world, but from like a normal
Yeah.
person's perspective, kind of. And like I loved like with WandaVision and Moon Knight how those were different, because to me those felt kind of more like character studies and like very character centric and like mental health related and like trauma and all that stuff. And so I loved it. So far I really like She-Hulk. I think it's great. And then let's see. I honestly think She-Hulk is like the main thing that I have
So
right now. I just watched Scott Pilgrim versus the World last night for the first time at that.
What'd you think?
I thought it was fun. Yeah, it was like
See,
fun.
that guy almost directed Ant-Man, so that would have been a very
Yeah.
different Ant-Man.
Yeah. I thought it was fun. All the characters are so horrible, but it was fun.
The vegan powers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with you on She-Hulk though. I think it is. I like it. It's funny. Have you seen both episodes? Okay, good, good.
Yes.
Then all three of us
Okay.
have seen it. If you haven't in the comments,
If you have not seen
you're on your own.
this, come back in like 5
Chat
minutes.
is dropping some shows right now. I'll mention those in a bit because those are definitely on our list. But yeah, no, She-Hulk is funny. I love the fourth wall breaks. They're so true to the character in its comics origin. And I don't know if anybody caught this, but they may have set up World War Hulk in this episode. If you didn't catch
Really?
it, when Bruce is talking to her on the phone, he's like, I'm gonna like be out of touch for a while, or I'm not gonna be able to be reached for a while. He's in a Sakarian ship flying off to
Right.
what presumably is Sakaar. Where in the comics,
Mhm.
that is where the events of Planet Hulk take place, and that's where the Earth's heroes accidentally end up murdering his entire family, and he comes back
Mm.
as World Breaker Hulk and just comes to annihilate the Avengers and does a good job of
It's the
no,
Red
it's
Hulk,
the green
right?
one, but he's like in a gladiator
bad.
armor, and he's oh man, he's
Right.
amazing.
I didn't even think about
Yeah, it's a total
Yeah.
total drop, and people have been complaining about how soft the Hulk has been. They emasculated the Hulk,
Oh my god.
and he's gone through a transition. There was personal growth, but I think they're gonna give us back that really savage, like world breaker Hulk that's gonna be a villain actually to the Avengers. I'm hoping he's like the second Ultron level big bad in a movie, because I think it'll be
Right.
really really cool. It's a dope story, and I think it needs to be told. But She-Hulk, just as with the character of Jennifer, is funny. It's like you said, a different pace. It's her wanting to be an attorney, but also addressing these issues that women face in the work. Like, she was hired as a publicity stunt in the latest episode, and she just kind of has to go with it because she needs the job.
Roll with it. Gotta pay
Yeah,
the bills.
it's kind of a
Yeah.
metaphor for just objectifying, like hiring a woman because of the way she looks and because of that.
Mhm.
So I do love that they're touching on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, she had that great line about like controlling her anger, you know, every day when she gets like catcalled or mansplained, and like I thought that was great. She's great. I really like her character.
Yeah, I know a lot of people. No, a small subset of loud people had a problem with it, and the Andrew Tate fans of the world were just like really they were review bombing the show before it aired, and that just pissed them off even more. I thankfully was raised by amazingly strong women, and I love to see it. I have older sisters, and I've seen them endure the stuff she's talking about. The cat calls when I was too small to help. I was just a little boy, and they were getting catcalled as teenagers. 13-year-old girls, they were getting catcalled. And it's just disgusting stuff that women have to face, and I got to see that reality from my side. So yeah, no, that wasn't a woke moment. That was a truth that unfortunately women have to
Yeah.
face.
It's just
So
Mhm.
yeah, I'm
Exactly.
glad they gave a voice to that, and I love the show. It's going to get funnier. It's witty, it's creative, and apparently there's going to be a lot more Marvel cameos than just the one we got, which was already
Oh, I love the way they
Prison
ended at
Break?
the end, because for the longest time, after because for months, Juan can attest this. After seeing Shang-Chi, I'm like, where is this leading? Where is this leading with Wong?
I was like,
come
be
on. And then
patient,
finally they entered
be
with Hulk.
patient.
I was like, yes, finally, it paid off.
Right.
That
Well, and I
one
actually
scene.
saw a TikTok today that was, it's not quite a cameo, but it's like, it could be. Like, it kind of sets it up where someone pointed out that on Jennifer's computer when she was like, you know, searching, like, it said, like, what was, she was doing like 10, like,
Offbeat,
like,
yeah,
deadbeat
offbeat
jobs.
restart
Oh, yeah, yeah.
jobs.
Yeah. And in the corner on like the related stories, one of them was like man gets into bar fight with metal claws. And so people were like, oh my gosh, did they set up Wolverine? Or like, is Wolverine coming? And then there was also like an Eternals reference of this like, why a giant man figure sticking out of the ocean? But there was
finally.
Marvel listens, bro. Even the Bruce Banner one where he's like, I feel like I'm a completely different person. And it's like a nod and wink to the Edward Norton casting. So they listen to the fans, man. And they give little hat tips every now and then.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a great sitcom, and I hate all the hate it's getting. It's like, I'm sorry, let me see your CG reel. Like, how are you good at CGI?
I can't master Photoshop.
Sorry, we didn't have a 7-foot woman.
I can't master Photoshop. I am not going to criticize a CG artist. Not just...
I can barely...
Exactly. I got stick figures for you for days. She-Hulk would have been a green stick figure if I was in charge of animation, folks. So let's just enjoy what we have. What about you, Trey? You got any shows you love or hate right now? I know chat said House of Dragons. That is all.
That's the one I'm going to talk about because it's a really controversial
That's Dante's pick. House of Dragons. That is all, he says. I guess I'll talk about Allie's because her and I love that one.
Okay. And I haven't seen all of the other one. So, unfortunately, we had the travesty of the 8th season of Game of Thrones. It didn't end the way everybody wanted it to. It was a great television show.
For the record, I hate this one. This is one of my hates. Just so you...
Yeah. That one was like, I get it. Like, I even rewatched it. I was like, yeah, that was terrible pacing. It was terrible choices with the show. Like, they rushed it. Like, what were you thinking, David Benioff? Like, and DBY is like, come on, what were you thinking? And so... with this new one, you kind of go into, with a bit of salty taste. It's like, I don't want to give this any more money or anything like that. But then you go back to King's Landing again, and you see the beautiful Red Keep and these sets and these people in their costumes and these knights and these action scenes and then dragons right out the gate. I'm back in Westeros again, and I'm all here for it. And the beautiful thing that they do at the beginning of the show, this takes place 172 years before Daenerys Targaryen. Like, they make that very clear. Like, there's no relation to that story whatsoever. It's happened hundreds of years before that, which is kind of nice. Which is like, this is a clean slate. Let's enjoy this story, and I can't wait to see where it goes.
I think it's it's a lot like our Star Wars episodes we were talking about for the longest. Hannah, we were like, enough with the Skywalker saga. Like, let's get away from this family. I don't want to see any more of this family.
Giant galaxy, you're going to follow this
throughout the whole galaxy. And then Obi-Wan series came out, and we were like, we need more of this family. I need to know what happens to little Leia. I want a little Leia series. I want a little Luke series. We suddenly were right back in eating our words, just like,
Yep.
That is me with House of the Dragon. It's like, I started rewatching Game of Thrones again because it's like, I love this world that George R. R. Martin's created.
He has created an amazing world. My love, I guess, is going to be Sandman. Ali B mentioned it in the comics. It is such a good show on Netflix. This is what DC does best. They're obscure, dark characters. They can't figure out their movies for shit. But man, Sandman is perfect. Neil Gaiman did a great job with the graphic novel. If y'all haven't heard the audiobook, definitely go give that a listen because they have actresses and actors like Kat Dennings is in there. She plays Death. And it's so good. It's such a good story they tell across. And the show does a really good job of giving it, not with the same depth, obviously, that the graphic novels do, because they have a lot more space to run with the story and give you 16 hours of content as opposed to packing that into 10 episodes.
If you love fantasy in general, you gotta watch
a great show about the Sandman, essentially, the god of the King of Dreams. And if you like characters like Constantine, Lucifer, these are all DC characters that cameo in this, but they have a twist on them. Lucifer's a female in this one. She's actually a Game of Thrones actress alum. And also Constantine is Joanna Constantine. So we get to see a female Constantine, which is just as witty, just as snarky, and the exact same smart ass. And I loved it. I love everything about the Sandman. The show is tells such a good story, and then it has like an epilogue type ending where you just kind of go on adventures. And they uploaded 2 new bonus episodes, so if you're a cat owner, I think you'll really appreciate that one. But you might also get some waterworks, because I know Allie mentioned she cried in one of the episodes because there's a scene where they have to get rid of kittens. They don't have to, but the husband wants to get rid of the kittens that this cat just got impregnated with, and he disposes of them in the most horrible way. So yeah, no, it's definitely
Oh, you're selling this
no,
episode,
but it is told from the cat's perspective. It's an animated take on the episode. It's called The
Oh.
Dream of a Thousand Cats, and it's cool. It's really cool to see. And then
It's been a fantastic show so far. I'm
dude,
only on
you're
8.
gonna love it, especially the bonus episodes. The Calliope bonus episode. Oh man, because they're throwing Greek mythology. Like they've already gave you all these gods and pantheon.
Oh yeah.
Like desire and despair and death, and then the prodigal son they keep referencing. But they give you Greek mythology in that little bonus one. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it is cool because you kind of get to see the greed of man. And it's just Sandman. Watch it on Netflix. That's pretty much all I have to say. If not, I'll ramble about that one. Because when I love these shows, I love these nerdy shows. Superman and Lois. I love those. Are when no one's paying attention to the DC team and the writers can just create. I think that's where they have their most success. But they unfortunately have some delays. Shazam and Black Adam are both being pushed back to next year. So no longer coming out in December. We're going to have to wait till next summer for Shazam. And I think next November or so for Black Adam. It was so close. It was October.
Yeah.
I was going to watch Black Adam.
They already did their.
They did promo. They did not Black Adam. Was I wrong? Was it not Black Adam? What got pushed back? Hold on. Outlaw Bishop saying Black Adam didn't get pushed back. Oh yeah, it's Shazam and Aquaman, not Black Adam. Thank the Lord. Thank you, Jesus.
Like, what, they did the San Diego Comic Con?
Yeah, no, well, they did that for
everything.
Shazam too.
Like,
They did that for Shazam, and that got pushed back. But Aquaman's getting pushed back all the way to like December 2024. So I'm like, reshoots?
Yeah, right.
Let's maybe get rid of this.
Amelia
Maybe.
Clark, maybe.
Yeah.
I think she'd be a great one. Yeah,
Mhm.
no, Amelia Clark, I would 100% love to be the replacement. And Ezra Miller, they say, is in rehab, and they're gonna try to save that Flash film because that's $200 million a movie.
Just flashpoint it.
They already shot it, Trey. They
Deep
already
fake 'em.
shot it.
Deep fake them.
Deep fake them right out of it. Just someone else on Ezra Miller's face. We'll put.
Yeah,
You'll do
I'll
it.
do it.
Well, you already got a cool
do it.
hairstyle, so we could.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks.
I can.
It looks really cool in the wind when I run really
I
fast. with
bet.
the
I
Flash.
bet we're gonna have. I trust me. My stick figures. I will draw the best special effects for you. Me and Hannah.
Oh, thank
Hannah's
you.
gonna.
Thank you. I need all the lightning.
Hannah's in charge of lightning because I only do stick figures.
Okay, that's fair.
So
I want to see that movie now.
I would totally do it. We did a trailer, and this is what I loved about TikTok. The creativity we had. We created a Fast and Furious meets Jurassic Park trailer to put on TikTok, and me and Trey shot this hilarious, like, the Fast and the Furious Q, very high budget trailer for our pitch for the next Fast Furious movie. It was like the Fast and the Furious meets Jurassic Park, and it's hilarious. I think it's on our TikTok. But no, we love that app. We created, we blew up. We got on pretty early because my wife told me to get on it, and I was for the longest. I was like, no, I don't want to do that app. I don't want to.
It's just kids dancing.
I don't want to be on a list. I don't want the FBI to call and ask me what I'm doing on TikTok. No, but then I got into it, and rabbit hole. I was in, and the people, it was so different from other social medias because you would just be creative. It was just a creative outlet to spread your love for all the characters you love, all the ideas you have. So we quickly ballooned up to 26,000, just literally doing cosplay content and funny TikToks that we thought would be hilarious to other people. And apparently they agreed. Some of them blew up. Thirst traps before thirst traps were a thing. We we were doing thirst traps back in 2019 or 2020. We originated it. No, it was a lot of fun though. What are some of your before we go? What are some of your favorite aspects of TikTok as an app, and just your time there with all of your friends?
Yeah. I mean, definitely just the community, the people. Because I'll admit, sometimes the TikTok algorithm is buggy, a lot, like a lot of the time, and so it's really annoying, especially for cosplayers. Um, it seems the algorithm tends to suppress cosplayers, especially cosplayers who are people of color. So that's something that even just the cosplay community is trying to fix on its own, of just like promoting and like boosting people of color and like minority cosplayers, which is really awesome. But just the people there has been great. Even when the app's being annoying, it's great to have your friends on there and your friends who, hype you up, and getting to see just how talented and amazing they are. I mean, like, I love looking at my mutuals and I'm just like, oh my gosh, they look so good. Like, they're so talented. They're so great. I love seeing all their new cosplays, their old cosplays, just that shared creative space, like just seeing everyone's creativity and everyone's love and passion for, characters and shows. And it's just really great. I've really loved the community on
Yeah,
there.
the creativity, seeing them do their thing, it makes you want to go out and create and do stuff together.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what
Hmm.
also inspired me to do photography. Is there's so many cool like TikTok photographers who just randomly take photos of people, and they get amazing shots, and it's just them showing their love for the craft, and they kind of give you all their tips and tricks. Everybody's on there just kind of giving free info to other people who want to be creative just like them. Cosplayers are showing you, oh, this is how I made these horns. Oh, you want some of these? This is how I did it. Go to my YouTube for the full.
Yeah.
It's a great way to get exposure for people. It is starting to get a lot more people, so it is messing with the algorithm because there's so many cosplayers now. It's hard for everybody to get a
Yeah.
shot, but like you said, the community is trying to do its best to uplift minority cosplayers and streamers, and I love seeing it. So, and it gives us
Yeah.
opportunities like this, having individuals such as yourself on the show. So, Hannah,
Yeah.
before we go, how do they find you? I'm gonna put your handle on the screen. Whoa, whoa,
Wait,
what?
wait, 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 wait. We have a very, very important
Oh, I
question
didn't know if we were
from
gonna
our
ask it
co-host
because
that could
Gigi.
not be here. We
Okay,
have to. We have to, because I'm sure she
this
asked
this
you
is
in person, so we
controversial
have
stuff,
to.
Trey. People have been canceled over this question. So,
I
all
know, but it's
right,
got to be
all right.
asked.
I hope Hannah's
All right,
ready to answer it.
are you
This
ready?
is life or death. Life or
I'm
death.
ready.
Okay. If you were a Girl Scout cookie, which cookie would you be?
Yes. I remember Gigi asked me this.
Ooh, now we get to see what her answer, if it matches or if she
Yep, yep.
lied.
Because when we saw last time, it was
Yeah.
Yeah. I think last time I said Thin Mint just because it's my favorite. And I feel like you just kind of can't go wrong with the Thin Mint. Like, it's just
a
a good
popular
choice.
choice.
Yeah, so I think I just say Thin Mint because it's like it's simple, it's
Finally.
cool. I like it. So
Finally, we know what she said on the
Thin Mints
tape.
out of the freezer. Yep. Now we know.
So, where do we find you on social?
closed.
I got your Instagram handle on the screen, but where do they find you across all apps?
Yeah, so on both Instagram and TikTok, I'm underscore Hannah Dove underscore, and that's with an H at the end. Um, yeah, those are my two main
So it's
platforms.
underscore Hannah Dove underscore.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then I had the
Yes.
wrong handle on the screen, but that's okay because I fixed it on the fly. At underscore
All good.
Hannah Dove underscore. Now it's
Done.
now it's
Done.
right on the screen. It's right down there. So I'm gonna try to do the finger point thing. It's right down there.
I mean, I'm sure even if you just looked up Hannah Dove, it would come up. So underscores, do they really matter?
Well, we wish you all the success. We thank you so much for being on the show with us. Thank you to chat for being so lively and dropping all the comments. We love
Nom,
blue
nom, nom,
people.
nom, 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 nom.
Fair enough. Oh, Carlos is here.
Space Smurfs.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, Carlos was
Carlos!
at Colossal Con, and I'm so sad that I missed him. CM cosplay and his beautiful wife Lev. Oh, she is amazing. Damn, we have so many cosplayers in the comments. What up? Allie B, Outlaw Bishop. Thank y'all so much for tuning into the stream. Love you guys. Thank you again, Hannah, for being our guest. But that's the show for this week.
Thank you so much.
We will have more to come, guys. Now we're going to be everywhere again. Twitch, Facebook, YouTube. So be sure to